Okay folks, so today I have this Comfier back and neck massager, and they did send this to me in exchange for this video. Now for the purposes of the video, I have this connected to my office chair, but you don't have to have it on an office chair. It does work well since there are straps on the back here to keep it secure, but you can put this on a couch such as this one next to me, or perhaps in an armchair. Whatever you want to do really, as long as the chair is going to be able to accommodate the quite large size of the massager, then it's not going to be a problem. So one thing I really like about this massager is that it does have a whole bunch of functionality. Now you can use whatever functionality you like with this. You can have it all working together. You can have just bits on and bits off, whatever you prefer. This is going to be able to accommodate your needs. Now one thing I will say, if you are not used to using a massager such as this, just be aware they really do work those muscles. So I would strongly encourage you, for starting, to have this on the lower settings and then build your way up to those higher intensity options as you acclimatise and get used to how this feels. So I'm going to go ahead now and turn this on. And the default settings, it doesn't save your settings, sadly. I would have liked to have seen that. But the default setting every time you turn this on is to have the Shiatsu massage enabled with the full, that means both upper and lower backs. Now, it doesn't have the neck massager on default, and it doesn't have the other settings enabled either, but we can adjust those as need be. Now, something I really like is having this on just the lower back. So just cycling through this button here will allow you to select either lower back, upper back, or both. But this is fantastic. It doesn't just work the same place over and over with the kneading. What it does is it actually moves up and down your back as it goes, depending on whether you select lower and upper. But it moves up and down at a nice pace, so it's not feeling very samey, okay? It's not just going to grind on the same place over and over. So many massagers do that. That isn't the case here. But I prefer to have it just on lower back for my needs. Obviously, you may differ there. And some of the other things that we can change. First off, we can put the heat on with a click of a button. That's all there is to it. This will now warm up if I want that heat. Again, completely optional, but I will turn that on for now. And something else you can put on here is the vibration. The vibration itself has 3 settings. So depending on the pattern that you want, you can cycle through those. Next up, in terms of this Shiatsu back massage, you can actually change the direction in which the rolling occurs. So if I just simply tap it, then that will reverse. And instead of sort of going in like that, it will go the opposite direction, if that makes sense. Again, it's down to personal preference, but the fact that you can change that setting is a really nice thing indeed. If you don't want the actual Shiatsu, you can switch that over to a rolling massage. And that's just a little bit more subtle, I find. Rather than really working into the back muscles that the Shiatsu does, it sort of moves up and down your back, as I say, in a much more subtle motion. So have a go with that, see which you prefer. I'm going to put it back into Shiatsu because that's what I like. Next up, we do have the neck massager as well. So I'm going to pop my head back here, turn that on. The only thing I would say with the neck massager, it's not really the most suited for an office chair such as this if I'm going to be working, as I would tend to be sitting up a little bit straighter and my neck won't be against the actual chair. But on a couch or an armchair or something, then the neck massager is just going to do wonders. It really is. And as with the back massager, you can switch the direction of that, again with a click of a button. So you can change that from clockwise to anti-clockwise. Again, depending on your own preference as to what feels best. But that is super relaxing. And you can change the intensity of that. There are adjustable arrows on this controller for both the back and the neck. So right now I have my lower back being massaged. I have my neck being massaged. I have that vibration occurring. But what I can also go ahead and do is turn on the air inflator. So let's go ahead and put that on my back. It's really impressive, I've got to say. You can also adjust the intensity of that air. So I'm just going to pop it onto the highest setting because that does feel good. It really, really feels like it's getting the circulation going. And the great thing is, right now it's on my back. I could choose to have it on the seat as well, which I've just turned on. So it's all going now. I tell you what, this is fantastic. It really is. And don't forget, I've got that heat on. I can feel the warmth now starting to come out of this thing. So I've got my lower back in action, I have my neck being massaged, I have the vibration effect, which is a nice pattern that I have set. I have that air inflation and the heat. So you can have everything on here all at once. You don't have to, as you've just seen, I've put these on one at a time, but I could just, for example, have the vibration going and nothing else, or I could just have the air inflation, or even just the heat by itself with nothing else turned on. So whatever you feel that your body needs in order to relax and calm down a bit, then this is going to have the setting for you. I'm going to turn this off now because if I stay like this, I am going to fall asleep. It's so relaxing. Oh, one more second. Okay, I'm going to turn it off. So folks, this is the Comfier back and neck massager. It has got some fantastic features, I have to say. Just make sure, as I mentioned, that you start off with the lower settings and work your way up to the higher intensity. So there's ventilation in the seat pad. That does make it more comfortable. And also this panel here is removable if you want to remove the padding to get a little bit closer to the actual massager. But also there's more ventilation then as well if you prefer that. I tend to keep this in place, however. But I'm going to end the video there because I want another 10 minutes to myself. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope it helps.